So, Thailand now has a no smoking law for indoor bars. And I suppose for other places like offices and such, but I never go into offices anymore, so whatever. But I do go into a number of indoor bars, otherwise known as pool halls, and they are now no smoking allowed. What do I think about that? Well, as a lifelong non smoker and general hater of smoking, I must admit it is good for me. And as far as it discourages smoking overall, I guess it's good for people's health as well. But does good for me mean that it's good? I'm not so sure. Because as a general believer in limited government and maximum freedom, this sort of law is definitely a step in the opposite direction. Now, I can see how government might rightfully ban smoking in public places, that is to say, places that are owned by the government. But it's a bit less clear how they assume the right to tell private people who may or may not smoke in their own private property. And after all, every bar has an owner, and do not these owners have a right to determine whether smoking is allowed or not on their private property? I think they do. Bar owners own their bar. I mean, who else does? And they ought to have the right to set their own rules, just the way a homeowner sets their own rules within their own home. Although I can't say I personally like the decision that most make, which is to allow smoking, why should it be up to me? Why does what I like have to enforce everybody else? And I don't have the right to tell people to do that. So if I don't have the right to tell people to do that, how does me getting together with a couple of other friends and voting create this new right to tell people what to do? Well, I don't think it does. But they did it anyways. So why? Well, is it because smoking's bad for your health? No. That may be true that smoking's bad for your health, but if that were enough to ban it in bars, then they could ban it in your home. They could ban drinking. They could ban eating cake. They could ban bacon, for crying out loud. So no. That's not the government's job to protect you from yourself. But it is part of the government's job to protect people from other people. And here I have to admit the law picks up some legitimacy. But the question is how much and at what cost? Protecting third parties versus protecting property rights. And as much as it personally pains me to say it, I think the law is wrong. Part of that can be seen in the way it'll be enforced. Police will conduct spot checks of indoor bars, and any found with smokers will be fined 150,000 baht. That's about 5,000 US. It's a lot of money around here. And if I know Thailand, I'm sure the police will be very helpful in offering to save bar owners the trouble of going down to pay this humongous fine with, a more direct payment of some lesser amount to a local police enforcement agent. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. And if I know bar owners, and the way business gets conducted around here, it won't be long before some arrange to make a monthly donation to the police fund for selective unenforcement of this new law. So basically, this law just feeds the extortion racket of the local mafia. Police force. And for a country whose name literally means free land, this law is not only less freedom, it's also not free. So, anyways, that's the way it's going to be. It's not up to me. And I don't know. I guess I'll be happy that I can breathe. Maybe that'll help me down at the next pool tournament. But is it good? Yeah, not so clear. What do you think?